Yo, 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 yo. Forza Milan, Forza Milan. It is Monday. A new week has started. New motivations, new everything. But as always, guys, to everybody out there, Forza Milan. What's up, Laird? How you doing?
Good, man. All good. We
Oh,
are still there fighting for the Scudetto.
yeah,
Inter is looking good, but we're looking good as well. So it's going to be a good fight until the end.
correct. It's going to be a nice fight. Inter with one game less. They're they still have that. What I think they have a. They still are 4 points above us, I believe. What do you
No,
think?
they are technically 1 point above us, but they have one game in hand.
Okay, gotcha.
So
One
they can
point above us.
go, yeah, they can go four above us or two.
Gotcha. Okay, well, look, we got some people here. Let's say hi to Skillard. What's up, Skillard? How you doing, my man? We got Joel. We got Carlo Moretti. Forza Diavolo. What's up? And yes, sir. We got Christian. Christian was here this yesterday. Christian, thought we were doing the live yesterday, and Omari Thompson. All right, listen. So today we're going to talk about. There is one official news that has come out in the Milan stratosphere, and it is a player going out, not a player coming in, but it is a player going out. So we're going to talk about that. There have been some new links regarding the defense, maybe other players that we can consider and we can talk about. Then, of course, we're going to talk about the game, and we're going to kind of do an overview of all the players and how they played and how Milan played yesterday, and etc. etc. And then that's it, really. Not a lot of new official or leading indications of anything happening anytime soon. Maybe we're going to get a surprise piece of transfer market coming in this week, hopefully. But we've already surpassed the first third of the month, so there's 20 more days to go till the end of this month, more or less. So Milan has approximately 20 days to do any reparations they need to do for the lineup. The Botman thing, Laird, you think it's not going to happen this January? I think it's going to be very difficult as well. Um, uh, I think big operations this January. The more we go forward, the more we listen to what they're saying in the management, the more difficult it's going to be. It's going to be something maybe not so many fireworks. What do you
And
think?
I wanna add something. The more we see the performance of Kalulu and Florenzi, the more probably the management is gonna say, maybe I don't need that, to sign to get on loan that extra center back because Florenzi is performing well as a right back, and Kalulu can do the center back position as well. So maybe they're gonna risk it this time just to save some money because we are playing one game a week.
Mm,
Let's face it, one game a week.
yeah.
So
I mean, as far as Kalulu goes, I mean, man, he has proved himself to be an exquisite uh, purchase, first of all, from the management. But he can definitely um, cover that role. I mean, Kalulu now has the confidence of everybody. We see it how he performs on the pitch. He's ready. He's ready to play big boy football. So maybe it's just going to be a matter of numbers, since now we only have two central defenders, for Tomori and Romagnoli still out with COVID. So maybe if we're going to go for a defender, is just to fill up those numbers, but not necessarily to get a person that is going to take Kalulu's spot or anybody's spot. But yeah, I think Kalulu is has cemented himself as an important player in this squad.
yeah. These names they are putting out, for example, the guy from Man City, 100% is not coming this January. It's just it's not happening. It's like us selling Kalulu in January. It's the same
Mm,
thing. They need their backup solutions as well. They're not gonna sell them in January.
right.
So they're just, I don't know.
Okay, well, we'll look at them and we'll discuss those. I'm not really familiar with those players. The EPL players are players that I'm not very familiar with. I'm sure you are more familiar with them, so we'll look at them. What do you think about Nathan Ake? I don't know
Yeah,
who
that's the
that is.
guy from Man City. Is
Ah, okay,
the
okay. All right, got you.
So Man City as the starting is Ruben Diaz and Emerick Laporte, and Joe Stone and him are in the bench. So it's like saying our starting is Tomori and Romagnoli, and in the bench is Gabbia and Kalulu. You're not gonna get rid of one of the Gabbia and Kalulu in January. You need them to go through the season, you know?
Got you, got you. Okay, well, since we are on the subject, let's just go through this and see what's going on here. So, according to Calciomercato, it does not seem though Milan would be able to land their first choice target, which is Sven Botman, as Sven Botman is more realistic to come to us in the summer. Obviously, Sven Botman in the Champions League right now. I don't see Lille weakening their squad for right now. It just doesn't make sense on their part to weaken their squad because they have the Champions League. So obviously they need their best players. So that's obviously one of the reasons, maybe the main reason. Um, and getting these players from Milan is just very difficult in January. But in the summer, it is definitely a possibility. Do you think in the summer we can get this player?
The summer is different. If the player wants to come and play for AC Milan, I think we can pay the 35 million Lille is asking with no problem. But now no. Now no, because Lille doesn't want to get rid of him, and us, we don't have that money in January, clearly.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
or it's not so important to actually invest that money now in January. You can still go through the season without spending that money.
Yes. Look at what Carlo Moretti says. I've said it before. Kalulu can be Desai level of good. I see him more of a center back, even a CDM as well. Um, he definitely can have that kind of impact as Desai had. Desai was, more center CDM, CB. I think he can have that kind of impact, but he's still quite young. But I
Yeah.
can see that kind of future coming from. Well, where do you see his future, Lard Kalulu's future?
I think he's gonna be an incredible center back, and he can do the CDM as well. But in an age like at 20 years old, 28, 29 years old, when he has all the experience and all the tactical knowledge, he has all the games in his legs, like 500 games in his career. When you get that amount of
Yeah.
game, you read the game and you can play different positions. So I can see, for example, David Alaba does that. He plays as a left back, center back, and the CDM as well. Why he does that? Because he's 28, 29. He's been playing professional football for 10 years. So now he reads the game in a different way. But when David Alaba was 19, 20 years old, he was just a left back, and that's it. So it just takes time, but not right now.
And I feel like he will break into the national team soon, and also that will help him, grow a lot. Let's see. France has a lot of players that are good enough to be in the French national team. Hopefully, Kalulu can be one of those players too. All right, so going back to the defenders, Ricky Massara said before the win over Venezia that Sven Botman is just not possible right now. That means the RossonARI management are looking for valid alternatives to the Dutchman. Meantime, there are agents and intermediaries offering their clients in the knowledge of Milan's situation. So let's see. The reports have that Eric Bailey of Manchester United, Malang Sarr of Chelsea, Nathan Ake of Manchester United have been proposed to Paolo Maldini and co. through their agents, so they can be added to the list of potential centre backs. Gianluca Di Marzio confirmed to Sky that Milan have run into difficulties in their pursuit of Botman and that Bailey, Ake, and Sarr have been offered to Milan. Each have pros and cons, but at the moment there are three of the names the clubs are evaluating. A definitive decision has not been made, also because Kalulu and Gabbia have done well in the past few games, which is kind of what we said right now. Now, out of all these players, I know Sar because I was looking at him since he was linked to Milan already. This is not a new name, and I like Sar. What I saw on the highlights, he looks a player that has all the capabilities and qualities to be an important player at Milan. Of course, when you join Milan, it seems like Milan right now is a great football institution for players. So any player that can come is probably going to have success if the management thinks they're good enough. I mean, so out of these three, I like the idea of Sar coming to Milan. Now, Laird, these are EPL players. You know the landscape better there. So, what are the realistic chances that any of these three players come to Milan? Go ahead, take it away.
I think I feel like I'm pretty sure maybe Bailey. I believe that somebody offered him to Milan, but I find it really weird because Man United, they have like four center defenders. So why they should get? I think it's the agent that is trying to find an exit for his player from that club, and the agent talks with the club, Man United, and says, "Listen, I want my player to go away from Man United because he's not playing a lot." And Man United, they say, "Okay, find me a buyer and we can talk about it." So agents are trying to find solution for their players more than actually Milan being interested on these players. And I don't see the Bailey, Ake, and Sar situation happening in January. So these are just agents talking with Maldini. What do you think about next summer? One of these guys, are you interested in one of these guys? And Maldini probably is going to tell, not really, because I know Man United, Man City, and Chelsea going to ask me 30, 35, 40 million. And for that money, I get my first option, which is Botman. So, and probably these guys already have a decent salary. So you have to top up a bit more when you sign them and give them a 2 or 3 million salary a year, which is it's a bit too much for Milan, in my opinion, for a guy that you're not sure is gonna play well in Serie A and adapt to the league. So I don't know. I don't think they're really true rumors, in my opinion. And Sar, especially, Chelsea's gonna lose the three of their defenders probably next summer. So why they should get rid of Sar? They can keep him because they need to buy as well more defenders. So let's see. It's gonna be interesting.
Yeah,
I don't believe a lot in these rumors.
it's going to be interesting. It is also possible that there's going to be like a Tomori style deal happening. Um, when Tomori came out, it wasn't a name that was super prevalent. Like at that time, I think there was other defenders that Milan was going after. Tomori, I don't think was even the first choice. So it is possible that all these names that we're saying that are coming up, and then all of a sudden we get this a curveball, and it is Wednesday morning official. Milan have signed defender so and so. We never even saw his name earlier. But yeah, the right now it is obvious that the necessity for a big time defender right now for the competition that we're in, which is a Serie A, Coppa Italia, Kalulu is definitely shown to be the number 4. Okay, maybe even number 3. So we'll see, because we have Romagnoli, we have Tomori, we have Kalulu. So right now he's number 3, and we have Gabbia. So we have 4 central defenders right now. But in the roster we have 5 with Kjaer. Kalulu is making his way up. So we'll see. We'll see which defender it will be. Again, if it's any of these 3, I definitely doubt it's Bailey, since Joel is saying Bailey is at AFCON right now. I don't see any point in getting a player that is not available right now. So that one there, just let's get him out of the equation completely. So the Ake guy seems to be a player that is kind of like the Kalulu of Manchester City. So that might be difficult to get. Might be difficult to convince Manchester City. Sar also a player that maybe is on the fringes of Chelsea. But all of these are going to be difficult for sure. All right, exactly. Sima was the first choice last January. And thank God we ended up with Tomori instead. Right. So yeah, like honestly, we don't know. We'll see what name it is, and whatever name it is, I'm sure it's going to be good.
By the way, my brother says he saw Sar at the stadium. He saw the game against
Oh,
Tottenham,
okay, okay.
and he's saying that his position is not the best, but physically he's solid. And he's a
How
good.
many? How many? Like, if you were to make a hierarchy of the defenders at Chelsea, where does he stand?
So I think the starting is the ideal starting for Tupo should be what's it called Rudiger, Silva, Thiago Silva, and Aspilicueta.
And they also have Christensen.
And the bench should be Christensen instead of Thiago Silva in the middle. On the right, they usually play Chalaba or Reece James. And Sar is the last one, I guess. Is
Sar's the last one.
basically,
Mm.
yeah, is the last one, I would say.
Got you, got you. Okay, all right, guys. Before we get into yesterday's game, we're going to go to the tactical board and look at the players. We're going to read a few more articles that are pretty interesting. So this one right here, we're going back to Tonali. Tonali, who yesterday didn't start off amazing. Off the ball, he was very good. He did have a very important save. On the ball, he really started to shine mostly in the second half. But look at this one here. Like Brescia president Massimo Cellino has once again confirmed that AC Milan could have missed out on Sandro Tonali. Tonali arrived at Milan on loan with option to buy deal from the fellow Lombardy club during the summer 2020, as he struggled in his first season, playing at a club with bigger expectations and having to adapt to a double pivot versus a three-man midfielder. However, the current campaign has seen Tonali really move up a gear as he seems to have fully adapted to his new surroundings and is now regarded as one of the best midfield prospects Italy have, with a call-up for the national team expected. I mean, he definitely deserves to be in the national team at this point. All right. Milan Live reports that the deal Milan struck with Brescia was as follows: 5 million paid on loan, an option to buy for 7 million plus 3 million in bonuses, and Giacomo Alcer going the other way. Cellino has spoken to La Gazzetta dello Sport, and he said that he could have collected more money from the sale of Tonali. All right. This is interesting. I could have sold him for 3 times as much to Barcelona than to Inter, but it was right to give him to Maldini, who did well. I gave up on money that I would have needed, but I had a debt of gratitude with Milan, and I paid it off.
I say BS. I say BS. I don't believe Inter was giving 60 million for Tonali. I don't believe that. Because basically he's saying we paid 20 million for Tonali, 15 million cash, and 5 million Olsen. That is the value. So I don't believe Inter was offering 60 million or Barcelona was offering 60 million. Cellino is just exaggerating like always to get some.
Yeah. Well, we do know that Tonali was definitely an interesting player for many clubs. I don't know if these numbers are correct. I'm just glad he came to us and didn't go anywhere else. Whether or not Cellino did a favor to Maldini, I don't know. Let's say it is. Let's say if it is true, thank you. If it's not true, whatever. It is what it is. I'm just glad that Tonali is a Milanista and that it was his decision. Tonali said, look, I will play at Milan at any cost, even reduce my salary. But man, we almost lost out on Tonali. What do you make out of all that crazy transfer that came out of Tonali? Obviously, his first season at Milan wasn't the best. And Milan was like, you know what? I don't think he's worth what you guys are saying. We want to discount. So there was, and then of course, Tonali put his say in it. But we almost lost Tonali. This operation could have ended really poorly. Thank God it did not. What was your opinion on that whole saga?
I don't know. It just I doubted that we almost lost him. I think we always had the situation in control. The player wanted to come and play for us. We made it clear how much money we're gonna pay. Cellino just had to accept our offer. The situation that helped us a lot was the fact that Brescia didn't come back in Serie A. So that is the focal point for us. When we go to negotiate with Brescia, we are telling Brescia, listen, you don't have any power on us this year because you're not going to play Serie A, so you cannot get back Tonali and tell him, oh, you can play Serie A with us. So you're not going to Milan. You cannot force the kid. So you have to accept our money. And after a year not making the Serie A TV rights money, you're still in Serie B, so you need some cash. So take it or leave it. This is the money. So we always been in a situation of power. So I never doubted that. If Brescia was in Serie A, promoted in Serie A, that would be more dangerous because we have to pay the money Brescia wants, the 30 million, the famous total 30 million Brescia wanted. But like this, Brescia was like, okay, I have to accept the total 20 million they're giving me.
Would you consider this another super operation by the management, a low-cost operation which produced what is arguably the best future Italian midfielder?
No, I think it's it's a right operation. We got him on loan. We realized his real value, which is high, and we saw the situation. What I like about AC Milan is that with the excuse, oh, we don't have the money, can you give it to us on loan for a year and we pay you the difference the year after? I believe that was the strategy. They thought, okay, we get him on loan. Probably Brescia is not going to make it Serie A, and we can put the price down a bit more next season. So I like that, being clever, understanding that things can change in a year. So let's see what happens. And even the Adli situation, they were like, I don't need Adli now, but I can put the price lower if I leave it 1 year on loan to Bordeaux. So I think that was clever more than we got a low cost because it's still 20 million. It's not cheap for a guy that is 20 and has never played at the highest level. It's still a bet. What can I say? It's just a good operation. It's clever and it worked.
No, I definitely rate this operation as, obviously the best operation Milan has done so far, just as far as value, money out and value in, has to be Kalulu at this point. 400K. Now this guy is worth probably 20 million. So like the margins of growth there are insane. If you were to slap a price on Tonali right now, it would have to be pretty high. It would have to be pretty high. I don't know if it's close to 100 million, maybe not that high. Maybe it depends who's asking, who wants him. But let's say Man City says Guardiola, I want Tonali. It comes to you, Lart. What price would you say? I'm Guardiola. Hey, Lart, how are you doing? You know that player Tonali that you guys have? I want him in my squad. How much is he? What would you say?
Oh, I would say the classic amount, 100. I don't care. You are City, you really want him. This is 100 million. And he's a price that says, I love the player. I want him to stay at Milan because he loves Milan. So I'm going to make everything difficult for you to get him. And this is the money, 100 million. Tonali doesn't move. That is the right amount. Because a lot of youngsters in Premier League that play that position, of course, they have maybe more years behind. They've been proven already. But your scenario, you're saying that Guardiola really wants him, so that means you have to give me 100 million at least. So that's my opinion. That's how I will do business if this situation comes in.
Now, what do you think he is? Do you think he is worth 100 million?
No, I think he's around because he had just a good season and he's still a young prospect. I still think he's around 50 million, more or less, maybe 60, maybe 40.
Yeah. I think
would
that's
say
where he is.
50 million, the real price that And there is another thing, man. Is he really is an AC Milan fan. He wants to play for AC Milan. It's like Pedri with Barcelona. So that thing really doesn't have a price. It's really hard to put a price on that.
Right.
You cannot really make an offer.
I would definitely smack that 100 million price tag on him too. And guys, when was last time that we as AC Milan fans had the ability to say this player 100 million, this player 70 million, this player 100, that player 50, this player 80? Man, this club, dude, is doing things correctly. Because Leao, 100 million, I would definitely slap that on him. Now, again, this is not what they're worth, right? But what you can slap on them. Tonali, 100 million. Theo, also, maybe you can even start to say 100 million. Kalulu going up. All those midfielders going up. Even Pobega, who is not playing at Milan, his price is going up. But anyway, yeah, Tonali, a great operation. Very happy with him. Great performances so far. And we'll need to see more of them. By the way, AFCON has started. Is that correct?
Yeah, yesterday, I think.
Oh, okay. Got you. Okay, so let's read a few comments and then let's go back to our some of the reports. I'm going to talk a little bit about the game too. I want to talk about that. To be honest, so Carlos says I would have been outraged if we didn't get Tonali, and me too. To be honest, I was skeptical at first because his highlights were a few, not that great. Now I wasn't that very skeptical. I wasn't skeptical about him. Because it's not like in Italy we have a million midfielders. You know, he was one of the few that stood out. So I kind of I had an idea that this guy was going to become one of the best midfielders. I mean, if all these experts in the football world are saying that, so that's what I was going by trust. Makes it all sweeter. We stole him from the merda, Carlo Moretti says. We work smarter, not harder. I like that. Paul is here. What's up, Paul? If we're selling to City 100 million, fuck it. Fuck them. That Milan shirt is Tonali's skin.
Not a piece of clothing.
Not a piece of clothing. Rade Krunic, 500 million.
Let's be honest. I wouldn't sell Rade Krunic for less than 20 million.
Yeah.
20 I'm sorry, million. Guys. You want Rade Krunic? Let's say you are Sassuolo. You want Rade Krunic, or you are Sampdoria. You want Rade Krunic? 20 million. That's it. I don't care. Now our cheapest player is 20
million. Which you would say it's Krunic? Krunic is our cheapest player.
An example, of course. Maybe it can be Ballo Touré.
Right. What price tag would you put on Ballo Touré?
I would keep him another season, and I would put a 20 million price tag. I don't care.
A 20 million price tag. But according to his performances so far, not so much the market and what these clubs are willing to pay, etc. Just according to what his output has been, where would you put his value?
He's been playing really bad, but on the other side, he's been unlucky, to be honest, because the games he had to play were games really difficult, and he didn't have the time to adapt and to prepare himself. Because I remember he had to play when Theo got COVID, so it was unexpected, and he had to play a derby, man, against Inter. Come on, it's really hard, that game, and still he did a big mistake, the penalty, but overall it was okay. It was it's just a difficult game. We can see good players suffer in that game as well.
True.
So I will give him as a value of 15 million, between 10 and 15 million euro as a value. I know we bought him for 4 or 5, whatever, because we are Milan and Monaco wanted to get rid of him. But if you're selling and you are Milan, you need to sell him at least between 10 and 15 million.
Yeah, look, his output has been okay. You know, it's been nothing special. Is he Theo's natural replacement? No, not really, because Theo has the offensive weapons to him. but Balotelli does not have that offensive bite to his style. Balotelli is very just a regular, normal kind of fullback, someone that is going to be in the right position, that is going to do the easy play, but he's not going to get many assists. He's not going to get goals, etc. Let's see what happens with Balotelli. I'm curious to see. Hopefully, he gets some minutes in the African Cup, and he can, increase his experience and all of that, and then bring it to Milan. The Operation Balotelli has been an okay operation. Okay operation. So let's see what that brings. Let's see. If I were to slap a price on him, honestly, I wouldn't go that much far ahead than what we paid him. So yeah, somewhere around 10 million, somewhere around somewhere around there. Okay, let's see. Look, we got some Krunic is priceless, Carlo Moretti says. He plays in every position so calm. It is true. Krunic is very calm. He did struggle a little bit against Roma, though. Not just City and EPL club. They overpay for their players anyway. Again, fuck it, fuck them. Paul has it for the EPL today. So many people were shitting on Tonali last season. Now look at everyone. Krunic is an asset that needs to be protected. We're talking about the Bosnian player of the year. He is an asset. Krunic is definitely an asset for sure. I'm not sure what he's referring to. Balotelli Touré is the GOAT. Balotelli is not good enough defensively or offensively. This was a bad signing for Milan, Zion Trent says. Bad signing? I wouldn't say bad signing. I would say more like a normal signing, like nothing special kind of
I want to give him a evaluation in a year time.
Yeah.
Like next year in December. Or this year in December, because we are already in 2022. So next December, I want to give him evaluation and tell you, you know what, that was a bad signing. The guy, after 18 months, is still not adapting, not understanding the game, is not calm and doesn't have composure, is not giving anything, attacking and defending. So it's a bad signing. But after 6 months in a different country, not knowing the language, a bit nervous because it's coming to Milan, a big deal for him probably, I'm pretty sure. So I will give him some time and let's see how he's going to perform.
Yeah. I mean, unfortunately, right now would have been one of the best times to see him because the Coppa Italia would have definitely been his tournament, but he's not here. So yeah, I agree there. I want to see in time what kind of player he turns out to be. One thing I do like about him is that he seems to be a very humble person. He doesn't create any. He does not make it seem that the fact that he isn't playing is bother. He's not a bother to the locker room. He seems pretty good in the locker room. He seems like a good team player. So if I were to give some positive things about him, I would say that. Yeah. So yeah, let's wait a few months. Let's wait how his career progresses, and then we will see. Everyone talking about center back. Why is no one talking about Cam? Cam, guys. Diaz can't be our starter. Like, did you see the game yesterday, Lard? Did you see the whole game?
Yeah, I saw the whole game. I was not fully concentrated the way I usually see a game because I was doing other things in the meantime as well.
Okay.
So going back to this Diaz thing, guys, to buy a better player than Diaz, you have to spend 70 million. Just to simplify the issue right now. The names that you are hearing, 25 million, the guy from Russia, the guy from Brazil, the guy from Spain, these people, they're not going to perform better than Diaz, man. They're going to be your next Suso. They're going to be your next Castillejo. It's going to take them a year to adapt. They're going to do even worse than Diaz is doing. Their best performance is going to be the worst performance Diaz is doing now. And you're going to pay 25 million for that type of player. So if you want a better replacement than Diaz or a guy that plays better than Diaz, you need to pay 60 million, 50 million. That is a reality if you know football, if you know what I mean. Or you're going to buy a guy from Germany that is going to perform like Çalhanoğlu his first year at Milan for 27 million, whatever, how much we bought Çalhanoğlu. That is the market, guys. That's what you buy with 20 million or 25 million.
I mean, it's true. If you, in order to get a cam right now, I mean, these are positions that cost a lot of money. Cam, yeah, I'm still very much so on the Diaz team. I am Team Diaz. So all he needs to do is keep on playing, get his goals, get his assist, grow. Obviously, he has his defect. Call it a defect. I don't even think it's a defect, to be honest with you.
Sorry,
His
Roy. Oh yeah, when you finish, I want to answer a comment here.
Yeah, of course. So his one aspect that is making him suffer right now is just his body weight, but that is going to come. Once Diaz surpasses that obstacle, and let's say he's not a Milan, I bet a lot of you guys are going to say, why didn't we keep Diaz? Because this guy is going to have some crazy impact in the near future. Let's be patient with Diaz. His journey right now, there's a little bit of turbulence in his journey, literally because he doesn't have that strength. But once he gets that strength, once he figures it out, guys, this is going to be another excellent purchase. Nobody will regret. Okay, go ahead. You're about to answer to a comment.
People are saying, for example, Barak from Verona.
Mm.
Barak from Verona is the same operation of Bertolacci from Lecce, wherever he was playing at that time when you bought him, or Cerci from Torino. I can give you millions of these examples of these players that you get from Verona, from all these small teams. They are having a great season that ends up like nothing. Or Paquetá from Brazil. How much we bought him? 25 million. So it's not sure. It's not mathematic thing that we're going to get this guy from Verona and he's going to perform better than Diaz. The ball is heavier at San Siro, guys. When you are in that last 30 meters at San Siro, you have to get it right, because all these guys here in the comments are going to say, oh, he's not good enough, we need another one, as soon as you don't get it right for one game. Can you hear our comments here? Read the comments about Diaz when he's not playing well. Imagine how this is going to react, people like Barak, or people like, I don't know, give me other names of these guys that play with small teams. You are not looking at them every game. You're looking at them just when they play against Milan or they do something good against Juventus, against Inter. So I don't believe in this theory of getting a guy from a small team.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Yeah. The Barak. I saw Barak. We saw him play. I mean, Barak is very similar to Çalhanoğlu, maybe that kind of attacking midfielder. Diaz is a creative midfielder. He's a guy that will dribble, that will create, that he's got immense technique. His potential his ceiling is so high. Right now we're kind of, the thing is, I think a lot of people see football in the short term, right? They see the football today. They kind of forget that football it's a continuous thing. Today's game. Once today's game is over, next game, then it's the next game, then it's the next game. So you got to start to see football more in that optic, because football is not just something that happens in one day. It's a continuous progression. And Diaz, guys, is going to be the an attacker of Spain. He's going to be that player, guys. We got to be patient with Diaz, and also let's be honest. Right, we are all entitled to our opinions. We are all entitled to our opinions, of course. But if Maldini, Pioli, and these people think that Diaz should be a Milan player, I think they know a little bit better than us. So we'll see. Maybe we are wrong on this one, Laert. Maybe we are going to be wrong and everybody else is going to be right. But I don't think so. I think Diaz is going to become an exceptional playmaker. It's just we got to be patient with him, guys. Red John is here, and look at what he says for Balotelli. Red John loves to stir the pot. Yes. Also, never positive about Balotelli is that he always uses the word please, and he takes showers regularly. Red John. La battutina. What about Pessina? Pessina, guys, we've lost Pessina. Pessina now is Atalanta in and out. I don't see Pessina coming to Milan anymore, guys. That one is done.
See, by the way, no one talked about Pessina for the last 3 months. The guy scored a goal yesterday, and now everybody's talking about it. That's not the way, in my opinion, to talk about football and to analyze football. So that's another thing.
You scored? Oh, okay, that's good. That's good.
So if Pessina was at Milan, disappearing for 3 months, we would write, "Oh, he's not good enough. Why we bought him? We should buy a better one." Pessina scores a goal. Now we're saying, "Oh, why we don't get Pessina?"
So he scored, huh?
You know what makes, a goal.
You know what makes me think? A lot of ex-Milan players scored yesterday in the Juve game. Locatelli and De Sciglio, and then I guess the Udinese. I mean Atalanta against Udinese. By the way, Atalanta demolished Udinese. Damn, in their own house. Holy crap, that's not easy to do. We see how much we struggle against Udinese. How the hell did Atalanta just demolish them that way?
Because we passed the ball to Udinese to score their first goal.
Yeah, right.
We all have all our outputs, attacking outputs. In that game.
Yeah, right. True. I want to play with Udinese today. Different story, guys. I hope Diaz sorts it out. Having to see Layard in an Inter shirt will be too much. Is that what was the bet? Right, Layard has a bet with his brother.
No, the bet is I'm gonna buy the shirt to my brother.
You're gonna buy the Diaz,
the Akan shirt, the Inter Akan shirt. Mm-hmm. And if Diaz scores and assists more than Akan, he's gonna buy that shirt from me.
Gotcha. But that's going to be interesting. It does look like Layard. I'm sorry to say this, but it does look like Çalhanoğlu is going to win this race. Are you still convinced that Diaz is gonna break through?
The bet stays until the Serie A is finished.
All right, nice. Okay, if Diaz becomes good, Real will keep him anyway. That's something that we need to consider when we get there. Let's cross that bridge once we get there. All right, so now I'm starting to see some Pellegrini talk, and since we are on this new report that came out regarding Pellegrini, let's move on to this one. A lot of comments coming in, so I'm also going to get back to your guys' comments, but let's move on to Pellegrini. A ghost. Pellegrini is a ghost at Milan. Is someone that appears every once in a while. Man, this guy is not having a good time. Anyway, let's see. AC Milan met with agent Giuseppe Rizzo at Casa Milan this afternoon to discuss the future of Pietro Pellegrini. Milan News confirms that report stating that at Casa Milan there was a meeting between the RossonARI management and Rizzo regarding Pellegrini to discuss the future. Offers have arrived for the 21-year-old despite what has been a difficult first half of the season. Due to his injuries, with Torino and Genoa both expressing an interest in signing, and that's where he should be. That's where he should be. He should be that's the best situation for him, for his career, for his contract. Now, not for his footballing. Maybe he's not even going to get much space there, but he should not be a Milan. Pellegrini should not be a Milan. He is wasting away a Milan. However, there was also talk of signing him permanently from Monaco by triggering the option to buy. Also report that Milan are considering the idea of signing for $6 million and sending him elsewhere on loan to find some continuous playing time. But there's also the possibility that an agreement is found with Monaco to essentially shift his loan onto another club. It was a first interlocutory meeting, so we will see what happens in the future. All right, Layard. There's a bunch of options here. Buy him and then send him out on loan, or just shift the loan onto someone else, or just cut ties, just whatever. Honestly, haven't read this. The one I like the most is buying the player for $6 million, send him out on loan for 3 years. 3 years, come back when you're 23, when you're 24. Let's see if this $6 million is going to be worth it. That's maybe what I would do. What would you do?
I will do the same. And I told you a few days ago that the issue Pellegrini has, that all these injuries, he needs to play in a lower league so he can actually get that rhythm and get back fit. So I will buy him. 6 million is nothing. He's 20 years old or 21. He's a kid basically. He's just coming out from he came out from a Primavera technically.
Yeah,
2 years
yes.
ago. Yeah, of course he came out too early, and that's why he has all these injuries. So I will buy him and send him on loan, and then send him on loan in the right club, the club that is he can actually recover from his injuries and play some good football. I don't even know if it's Torino and all these teams are the right fit for him. I really believe his right fit is to do one season in Serie B. I really believe that.
I mean,
he would get fit again.
If he'd play every game in Serie B. He'd be playing every game. That's a lot of game time experience. So
yeah, he can walk in that league and score goals. He doesn't even need to sprint, so he doesn't need to get injured. You know what I mean? So some games he can literally walk, or he never gets tired. He never gets muscle injuries, because it's a league you play once a week, and that's it. You train, you recover, you have all the time to get better. But of course, he's never going to accept that. He's always want to be in Serie A or something like that. Or I would send him in Spain, in a league like this when it's less physical.
Right.
But yeah, let's see. But buy him. Yeah, buy him and send him on loan.
I'm definitely on board with that. Yeah. I mean, 6 million. Obviously, we know that this player has incredible potential. He's only 20. I think 6 million is not something that if he doesn't turn out to be the player that we want him to be, it's not something that we're going to, tear our hair out for 6 million. It's an okay bet, 6 million. One thing is paying a player 40 million and then he turns out to be totally useless. Another thing is paying 6 million and then give him the chance to grow in another squad. Send him out on loan. Do what you did with Pobega. Pobega now is 4 seasons that he's been out on loan. 4 seasons. Guys, Ambrosini, that was Ambrosini's story. Ambrosini came in and out. He was put out on loan, and then when he was ready, he came back to Milan. So 6 million, put him out on loan for 3 years, let him score his goals, let him get his confidence. This guy at 20 years old has physically, he's very gifted. So yeah, I'm all about that, guys. I'm all about giving these youngsters the opportunity to grow. All right, guys. Light, we have very unpopular opinion.
Yeah.
A Serbian guy says, "No way, you're drunk, guys. I wish I was drunk. Fuck, but I'm not."
Listen, we were drunk when we talked about Florenzi a few months ago, man.
Right.
We were completely on drug. We were on crack when we were talking about Florenzi.
Yeah.
You remember that?
Of course.
I remember that exactly. So in few months, they're gonna look at what we said about Bakayoko, because they told us a few weeks ago we're drunk about Bakayoko as well.
Right.
In a few months, they're gonna say, "Oh shit, Bakayoko is good. We need to keep him." And I mean, we got all of this. We got drunk, crackheads. You guys are on weed and stuff like that. And now they're saying, "Oh shit, you're right in this. You're right in that."
Right.
So right. I'm fine. Yeah, I'm drunk, man. I'm drunk. Let's see in 2 years what are you gonna think if I'm still drunk.
Yeah, guys, look, you guys have to be able to see beyond your nose. You have to be able to see beyond your nose. You have to be able to see the development of someone and the way someone adapts to something. And this is the thing, as human beings in any role we do, the more you do something, the better you get at it. And lay off the grappa. And Pellegrini, guys, I have a lot of faith in this player still. Let's see what happens. But anyway, this is just opinions. Lard and I, we're just giving our opinions right now. We will see what the management does with Pellegrini. Lay off the grappa, man. Coffee and grappa.
Aged grappa. I'll tell you everything about Pellegrini.
Mamma mia!
What's gonna happen in his whole career?
Pellegrini gets injured doing up his shoelaces. Sounds like you're the drunk. Buying Pellegrini comes with a free wheelchair. That is funny, guys.
Oh my god.
Oh, Saif is here.
I feel so sorry for the guy, by the way, but yes, he's a girlfriend.
Guys, this is 2020. What's up, Safe? By the way, why can't we just be ruthless? We're getting a striker anyway, and we have guys who can fill in. That glass shit should just leave. Pellegrini made out of glass. Yeah, unpopular opinions. Like, we had some unpopular opinions, but it is what it is. It's okay. We're okay with that.
It's a 6 million, man. 6 million, 5 years deal. How much the guy earns? Of course, he's gonna earn less and to go on loan with other teams. So basically, it's costing you on balance 3 million a year on balance between the salary and his cost. Just 3 million a year to bet on a guy that has a talent that he can be literally. If he goes to Torino, he doesn't get injured anymore, he can score 20 goals a season. What are you gonna do? So
the same thing is gonna happen. They're gonna say, "Oh, you guys were right."
No, man, they're not gonna say that. They're gonna say like, "Oh shit, how good is Pellegrini, man?"
Yeah. So Skillert is saying, by the way, we're shitting on him so he becomes good. Right. That's the new thing right now.
You have to believe it, yeah.
Lart, it's 6 million we don't have. 6 million, you can use that to find many Kalulu deals.
Man.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, unpopular opinion. It is what it is, guys. We will see what happens with Pellegrini. We will see what happens with him. Okay, so let's see if there's any other interesting news regarding. So we have this one here. I know. Okay, so yesterday we kind of clashed on this one here. So you think that Kessie is done? There's no chance he's renewing. The club has already decided we're not going to waste time on him, and we're going to shut the door on him. So and they're already thinking about Plan B, and you say what you think about him. But right now, pretty much the new messaging that is coming out is that Kessie is not finding offers that are much better than what Milan is offering him, and that maybe he's thinking. Also, maybe with the thing that his coach said the other day, maybe now things are shifting a little bit and he's thinking of signing with Milan. So that's a messaging that has been coming out this week. Kessie thinks Kessie is probably going to sign with Milan and he's going to continue with Milan. So let's read this, and then Lart, you give your opinion, and then we'll talk about it. Milan should find out what Frank Kessie's decision regarding his future is within the next couple of months. Reports that the renewal of Kessie remains complicated, but the February or March, it should finally be understood if Ivorian will change his mind and stay at the club. Let's keep on going. The latest reports from various media outlets suggest that a renewal is not close at the moment, as there's a difference between the club and the player economically. While there continues to be speculation that clubs like PSG and Spurs are ready to pounce on him. Kessie joined Milan from Atalanta on Torino loan with obligation to buy. Okay, so this article said nothing, but we did see these articles coming out where he said there's a possibility. So again, you had a very let's say you standed firm on your belief. So let's discuss that just a little bit. So go ahead. What is your opinion on this?
My opinion is that he's gone, man. He's not an AC Milan player. When the season finished, he's not an AC Milan player anymore. Why are we gonna know about his decision in the next 2 months? What is going to happen in the next 2 months? Are we gonna give him more money? No, we're not gonna give him more money. Why is going to accept now less money? What is the reason? So I don't believe in this thing. Well, in August, they were saying Kessie is coming back from the fucking Olympics and he's gonna sign. He's not signing. Oh, in October, Kessie, when the national break's coming, he's going to meet with Maldini and sign. Before January, Kessie is gonna sign. We're gonna see what happened to Kessie. Now we are in January. In March, we're gonna know about it. Well, come on, guys. What is this? He's gone. He's not an AC Milan player anymore.
So you're saying that it's done. It's a done deal.
It's a done thing, man. Even Maldini, I told you the other live, the 3 hours live we did yesterday. Yeah. Even Maldini is like, man, I don't care anymore. That is the door. I already have your replacement. I already find the replacement. I cannot go back anymore. So that's the thing.
Yeah, look, I don't see it exactly that way. Maybe it's also because I hope he does sign. There's always that the heart is kind of directing me in my view on this. Look, I honestly, guys, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if he's going to sign or not. Most likely he is not, to be honest with you. Most likely he is not because it's a script we have seen before. But if he does sign, I'd be very happy for him to stay. Do you think, Laird, if he does sign, let's say he does sign, do you think this is going to create a problem, or do you think people are just going to forget about this saga?
People, the way people are, the people are begging him to sign. So people are like this. He signs and they love him again. For me, I don't care anymore. For me, it's not. For me, it's not even not. I don't know, man. It's just whatever he plays. I hope we win. I hope he plays well. If he leaves, it's the same for me. I really believe you can replace any player at Milan. I really believe. I really believe we can replace Theo Hernandez. You know what I mean? So why not Kessie? We can replace anyone.
Yeah, I mean, look, essentially it is true. Of course, yeah, my heart says keep him. Keep him. If he stays, I will forget all of this has happened. I have no problem. So yeah, maybe Laird, I'm more on that boat when it comes to Kessie. So here we have a question: who do you think will replace him? So now the voices are that Renato Sanchez is going to be the replacement for Kessie. If that does happen, we are getting a more technical player, a player that has incredible ability. But the big difference between Renato Sanchez and Kessie is that Kessie never gets injured. You know, this guy can go through war and he'll come out of the war. Kessie can come out through a war without a scar. Well, Renato Sanchez does have a little bit more. He's more injury prone. He's a little more fragile, you know. So like you're getting more technique, you're getting more quality, but you're probably getting less time with Sanchez. Another could be Kamara. Who would be your ideal replacement for Kessie, Laird?
I like his compatriot, the guy Bosuma.
Oh, okay. This is the first time I've heard of him.
Yeah, he's playing in Premier League for Brighton. He's having an incredible season. He's 25. I think he's better than Kessie with the ball. He plays in a midfield. Sometimes he plays like a regista, but he plays with 2 or 3 midfield depending on the formation. He's 25. He's really good. If I would replace him and pick one, you know what I mean? Buy one. And he plays every game. He never gets injured. I think it's gene probably. These guys never get injured. Good gene.
You said
but he's incredible. He's really good. I saw him. I went to the stadium. I watched him against Chelsea, and I was really impressed.
Okay.
And he's on the radar of a lot of big clubs in Premier League as well. He's probably going to make a move next summer to some Premier League teams. But I don't mind Adli and Pobega. That's it. We're not spending money at all. We already have them. Just bring them back, and that's it.
Yeah, this is what our friend Florence says. No, man, just wait for Pobega and Ali. But look at this one here. Paul says Barella. Paul, we're talking the same language today. Yes, sir. Let's bring in Barella. Thank you, Paul. Serbia guy says Verratti. I wish. That'd be amazing. Carlos says we will have Isma, Pobega, and Ali next year, so no need. And now Paul says, yeah, Basuma is actually not that bad. We'll probably get someone from France who will actually be good. Ali seems more attacking. Okay, let's talk about the official news right now that has come out. Conti. So the player has been finally sold, I guess the proper term is. AC Milan confirmed Andrea Conti has joined Sampdoria on a permanent deal. AC Milan have officially announced that Andrea Conti has left the club to sign for Sampdoria. Let's see if there's any details regarding his contract, just his history. Italian player started under D'Aversa. Okay, nothing about his contract. Anyway, Conti to Sampdoria. Honestly, not much to say about Conti. The guy has been, if Pellegrini has been a ghost, I don't know what Conti has been. But Conti leaving, I'm happy for the guy. I think it's also good for Italy because they need more fullbacks. Conti's potentially, when you give him lots of minutes, he can potentially become a good fullback. I'm just happy for this operation. I want to know what the numbers are. So, Lart, as you tell me what you think, I'm going to see if I can find some numbers and see what,
Uh,
what, what it was sold for. Or unless you,
about
if
the
you
new,
know.
yeah, about the news, I think that means that Calabria is back. Calabria, Tomori, Romagnoli are back probably, because he was like on the
Ah,
bench for Florenzi. So what they're counting probably is that they had some COVID tests, they're negative, or they're gonna get some COVID tests negative tomorrow or before the cup game, and Calabria is gonna be available, because I don't think you can get rid of a guy without having anyone covering Florenzi in the bench, you know?
right. Yes,
So that's
true,
a good,
true, true.
probably that's a good news for that. And in terms of money, probably they paid Conti the salary, you know, to move now in January. They say, okay, we pay you the 2 million. You're gonna lose not staying at Milan in the next 6 months. Just come and play for us with a new salary. So we're not getting anything. He's just walking out for free, probably, and we just don't have to pay him his salary for the next 6 months.
Okay, yeah. What the things I'm seeing here? I'm not seeing numbers. The one thing I'm seeing here, Milan will receive a minimal transfer fee, so something small. But I'm not
Yeah,
seeing
something
any.
probably to put on balance, you know, just to say.
Yeah, Laerts. I know this news here maybe is something that is off the Milan radar, but Chiesa now is out. His ACL out for the full season. Just let's spend a few minutes on this. Not much, but man, this pains me. This pains me because Italy without Chiesa hurts, and also I feel bad for the player. Ah, man, what was your opinion when you saw that Chiesa's out?
Yeah, it's sad. I mean, it's a bad injury for a young player, for a 24, 25 years old player. It can be risky, because there is a risk that you never come back to that injury fully fit, 100%. And sometimes, especially when you recover and you're ready to play, you are scared. You are
Yeah,
scared to get injured again. So you play a different game. You're not.
right.
Chiesa was really brave before. Was always going 100%, 120%.
Yeah,
When he's gonna come back, he's not gonna be the same player. He's gonna be a bit more worried about tackles and stuff like that. So it's
yeah,
sad.
big
It's
shame.
sad. Hopefully, it comes back like nothing happened.
Yeah,
Or in terms of Italy, maybe it's a good chance for Zaniolo now to push a bit more, because now if he actually performs in the pitch, he can have a chance.
yeah. Let's hope. Let's hope Zaniolo steps it up for sure because Zaniolo's never player with incredible potential. Yeah.
Yeah, and that can be a news to Daniolo to say, okay, Insigne is going to Toronto. Chiesa is injured for 6 months. This is my chance. Now I have a real chance. Now, if I play well, he can consider me. Because before, even if he was playing well, it can always be a question mark, because Mancini is going to say, yeah, but Chiesa and Insigne are in my system already. Now, if he plays well, he can get in that system.
Mm. Yeah. Let's see what happens, man. It's sad news. Sad news. Okay, let's get back into the Milan sphere. Serbian guy asks, off the sub, do you guys like to see Shevchenko over Pioli next year? No,
No,
no way.
no.
Absolutely not.
No chance, please.
Man, Pioli, we need to keep Pioli. As long as Pioli is producing, there's no need to get rid of him. No need at all.
Jesus Christ, thank God we needed to be ruthless.
Yeah. No, Pioli is a gem, guys. Pioli turned out to be a gem. Someone that I never expected him to be like this, guys. I was so against the Pioli move, and I was wrong. Boy, was I wrong. Oh my god. Okay, let's see if there's anything else here to talk about regarding transfers, whatnot. Yeah, nothing much today. Nothing much. We have the Conti. He's gone. Pellegri. We got to see what's happening with Pellegri. Then the Kessie saga. We have the renewals. Theo Hernandez looks like he's going to renew, but again, we're going to believe it when we see it. We are going to take this approach from now on. Even me, I do have a feeling that he is going to sign. But I do find it strange because I know that the French club PSG would love to have Theo Hernandez there. I think the French, want him in France. But there's something inside of me, guys, that is telling me Theo Hernandez is going to say, "I want to be Milan. I am Rossonero, and I'm going to stay with Milan." I know this is a dream. I know that it might be unrealistic, but I think Theo Hernandez is going to sign. I think Leao is going to sign. I think Benacer is going to sign. I think maybe this is going to help even Kessie say, you know what, these are my partners in war. I'll stick with them, and together we're going to achieve many things. Maybe I'm a dreamer. But this is how I feel. Laird, are you a little bit more down to earth, or what? Or what? How do you see it?
No, I told you. I think Theo Hernandez and Benacer are going to renew. The next 2 months, they are going to find a solution for them. I'm not sure about Leao. I think Leao is going to wait for this summer and see what are the options out there for him this summer. And if he renews, even better. I mean, I would love Leao to renew, but I think Leao is going to wait more. Theo and Benacer, they're going to renew before the end of the season. That's my opinion. It's important that we renew all these players and we keep them until the new stadium is ready. That is important. Because as soon as the new stadium is ready and they are still with us, we can actually offer them serious money and keep them.
Yeah.
And they're going in their prime at that moment. So it's going to be a different team. Really challenging for winning.
Yeah, I'm optimistic. I really think that stuff with the contracts was just a bump in the road, and it was also a matter of the players that came from a different management. Yeah, I'm optimistic about it. All right, guys, let's finish off with talking a little bit about yesterday and what we saw, just a little bit, not too much. I want to talk mostly about some of the standout players from yesterday. Now, I don't know how. Okay, so for me, I was able to really watch this game closely. I saw it on the nice screen here, and 3:30 a.m. at night, nothing distracted me. I gotta say, there are three players that could have been man of the match. Now, obviously, I think man of the match has to go to Theo Hernandez. 2 goals. Did he get an assist? He got
key pass.
He got a key
before
pass.
the assist.
Right.
Yeah, before the assist.
So Theo Hernandez definitely man of the match. You would say Leao probably after him, but then after him, Florenzi, guys. I don't know if you were watching Florenzi, but Florenzi on this wing, he was super organized, technically very good, and also his teammates. He's always high-fiving his teammates. Florenzi now is coming. Now he's cooked. He's fresh out of the oven. He's been baked perfectly, and now he's fresh. Florenzi, maybe third man of the match. I'll give it to Florenzi. Exceptional performance by Florenzi in the first half. Second half, he wasn't as adventurous, but he kind of stayed in the back and helped the players in the back. And then very professional. Overall, the performance was extremely professional. So very good to see. Any words for Florenzi?
No, I just want to add, that's what you get from an experienced player. You seal the game. The game is yours. The 3 points is yours. He's not wasting any energy. He's not going up there to get glory or to get a goal. Keeping his position, He knows there is another game to play. He knows can be a lot of injuries. You can accumulate fatigue and injury. So that's more you get experience and more you understand your body, understand how much you can push, and you avoid useless injuries. So that is important. Having experienced players is important.
Yeah,
And Florenzi is one of
absolutely.
them.
Absolutely. And remember, Florenzi can play in different positions if needed. This operation was great. This was a great operation. Let's hope
I just
that.
wanna ask how slow is Florenzi, because a lot of people were calling it slow Renzi. So
Slow dance.
is it
Skillerd
getting
was
faster?
that was actually Skillard's name. Skillerd gave him slow dance.
Man,
Slow.
Skillet. Yeah,
No,
go for it.
no, he
No,
gives
no.
he's slow Magnoli, slow Renzi, slow Mackers, or whatever. That's funny. Anyway, okay, so Florenzi, exceptional performance. We're going to see what he does in the next game. Another player that I want to mention is Bakayoko. First game he starts, that Milan wins. Bakayoko overall, very good. Winning the ball in that midfield, playing a little bit deep here. Remember how we saw the press, no, the post match interview with Pioli, saying that when he has Tonali and Bakayoko are both going to be playing deep. You did see a lot of Tonali and Bakayoko in the first time. One interesting thing that was really cool was this, that I noticed in the first half, which was a nice touch. First time maybe I saw it, but I noticed it. But I hadn't seen this before. So in the first half, Salah and Leao were crisscrossing a lot. So you'd have Leao would start here, but then he would go to this side, and Salah makers would go this side. And as the play developed, they would crisscross back into position. But interestingly enough, the intelligence of this play was very interesting, because when Leao would move to this side, no, wait, hold on. This should be actually like this. It was like this. So when Leao moved to this side on the right, Bakayoko would also move to the right. And when Salamakers moved to this side, Tonali was on this side. So if you look at the game, when they were playing this crisscross match, the midfielders were also changing position because of the cover, right? The way they were building yesterday was pretty much a very, like this, just a four in the back with the two both midfielders on the same line. Then they'll build, and then once they got in this half, there would a lot of interchanges. But very interesting tactics from Pioli yesterday. Really cool. Lart, what was your opinion on Bakayoko?
Yeah, he had a good game. As I said, if he calms down and if he relaxes, just chill and play simple football. Don't put too much effort. He has enough physicality and strength to just play at 60% of his energy. If he overdoes it, or if he overdo things, it's just gonna make mistakes and fouls and stupid touches and stupid, passes. So he just need to play simple, like literally just relax, understand the game, calm down. You're there just to recover the ball and pass it to the closest guy close to you. As soon as you get more confident, more self-esteem, you can start to do things, more complicated things. So that's
Yeah,
it's getting there.
yeah, very good. Good for his confidence overall, and knowing how to approach the games. They did great. Also, Venezia had. I saw someone on the chat put out a tweet that Venezia said, well deserved. Milan fighting for the Scudetto, well deserved win for AC Milan. All right, let's take it towards the end of the stream, guys. Everybody, by the way, like this video. We did not ask earlier, man. Dude, I always forget, man. Right, I always forget.
They're missing a lot, man. We're telling the future to them, and they're not appreciating. We're telling the future to them, and they're not appreciating. So that's fine.
Was Lord Krunic you? What? Oh, Lord Krunic. By the way, guys, how good is Manyan? Manyan yesterday didn't have to make any of his crazy saves. Says a lot that the defense did their job. How about Gabbia? What was your impression on Gabbia?
Okay game. It was a solid game. You cannot say a lot because I mean Venezia is not like a super dangerous team, but Venezia had those chances, few small chances, I would say.
Yeah, no, nothing
Yeah,
crazy, but they did have
yeah,
they had some good spells actually of possession, Venezia.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know,
Say,
man. Okay, game. Usually when you win 3-0, you can not really give an evaluation to Kalulu and Gabbia. Those two players, they are more game management than actual, you
yeah.
know.
Kalulu felt very solid. Definitely, if you were to compare both, Kalulu have a better game, but they're both very solid. They're both very solid. Kalulu said he feels at ease with Gabbia on his side. Oh, very interesting about Gabbia. Big role for Gabbia too. When Milan was building a little bit higher, and when Theo was coming up, and they turned into a three in the back, um, with either. Well, we didn't see those interchanges, but Gabbia being that player in the middle of the park, so he got a lot of balls in the middle and then spread them out. So he did. That's a responsibility, you know. I mean, not all central defenders are good at that. He does it very well. That's what he's good at. Um, can we agree that Salamakers just can't play on the right anymore? I completely disagree, and this argument is going to go on forever.
Forever.
It's
Is
never going to stop.
Dude, we're gonna play Selemax on the right in the Champions League final, and people are gonna say he's not the right guy for that position. So
We're going to
it's
win the
gonna
Champions League with him on the right, and they're going to
and
say
yeah,
that.
people say, you know, I didn't like Selemax on that right side. It's
Yeah,
just it's gonna no, I mean I'm joking about these Champions League finals and stuff like that,
yeah,
but
of course.
probably yeah, you can finish and win a Serie A title with Selemax on the right, and people are gonna be complaining the whole season about that.
Yeah,
So because he's not playing like Messi or Rafinha or Mahrez
right.
or Sane or whatever.
Yeah, it looks like we are going to be stuck uh, with this argument for a long time. Okay, right. So, last thing, Genoa, Milan, or Milan, Genoa. Um, all right, Stanga, right? Yeah, I think he's decent with the ball. He played the ball Ibra on the third. So Stanga, I mean, you can't really judge his performance. He didn't really do much. He only had a few minutes. For Genoa, let's just finish with Genoa. Just a few words here for Genoa. I'm looking forward to see Maldini. I want to. I don't think Theo is playing, so I'm very curious to see who's going to be playing there. Um, I'm very curious to see who's going to be playing in defense. So I don't know. What do you think? What do you say?
I think a lot of Primavera are going to start. Three or four probably in total. Probably Kerkez can start on the left, and maybe Calabria is gonna play a few minutes, 45 minutes, first half.
So was Calabria one of those players that had COVID?
Yeah, and probably should be back the next few days. But yeah, probably we're gonna play a lot of Primavera. Kerkez, probably Stanga on the right. I don't know. It's such a because the COVID situation. I will play a lot of Primavera players. That's the thing.
Do you think Milan is going to play to win this game?
I hope not. I hope we don't go through with the excuse that we have a lot of COVID cases and stuff like that. Pioli puts the Primavera and they do bad, and we don't go through because it's just it's useless. Come on, let's face it. These games are useless. We're gonna have if we win this one, we're gonna have two more against another team, and you know when you go to the next start, with the next game you have like you Inter or a big game, so you're like, oh, I want to win this one, and you start to get useless. You get tired and you get injuries and stuff like that. So I prefer to lose now, so we don't have to play those games. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
Damn.
And this is a good
Like,
excuse, because it's a good excuse. You don't have players available. You don't want to risk Kalulu and Gabbia because you won them against Spezia. So,
yeah.
just go with the Primavera, lose the game, and say your excuses and move on. Just Serie A, one game a week.
Mm.
Lovely.
Well, look, I'm not. I would like to see us go forward in the Coppa Italia, but I do think it's a tournament that is a little bit in the way. It can create some chaos. The only thing that excites me about the Coppa Italia is Maldini. That's it, honestly. I just want to see what Maldini can do in a full game, even though he's not going to be playing with a strong team. I really want to see what he can do. Now, I don't know if Genoa, it will help Genoa be in the Coppa Italia. Maybe they want to focus more on the Serie A because Genoa is on the verge of being relegated. So we'll see. We'll see what this game goes. Obviously, I'm going to hope Milan wins. Obviously, but I'm not. It's not a tournament that I salivate over. It's one of these tournaments that I never really cared about, the Coppa Italia. Okay, let's go on to the last thing. Let's say hello.
Bro, I need to go off the live.
Okay.
So, Forza
Ciao.
Milan, guys. Love everyone. Just like the video, subscribe, and Forza Milan.
Guys, thank you, Lart. Thank you for joining us today. I'm going to close in a few minutes too. Arrivederci.
Ciao.
All right, guys. So we're going to close the live, guys. Everybody, please like the video, and do all that good stuff. Good karma. Send out positive messages, positive vibes to our players. So yeah, as I was saying, Coppa Italia, not a tournament that I necessarily love, but it is a tournament in which I want to see what our youngsters are going to do. So Kerkez, I want to see if Kerkez plays. I mean, I don't see Teo Hernandez play against Genoa, against Spezia, against Juve and Inter. Milan right now have Genoa, Spezia, Juve and Inter. So, I don't see Teo Hernandez playing all these games. We're going to need another fullback solution. If Calabria is back, maybe I might see Calabria getting some minutes on that left side, and Florenzi can still be playing there. But we have very big games, and we don't have a large number of players in the back. So it's going to be interesting. Anyway, guys, as I was saying, as always, Forza Milan, Forza Milan. And we will see you tomorrow for another Milan Daily. Let's see what happens in the market tomorrow. Hopefully Milan is going to get some players and we're going to see some fireworks. Guys, thank you for joining me today. And Laert, thank you to Laert, and thank you to everybody else. Much love. Forza Milan, come sempre. Alla prossima. Ciao.